Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see Article 10 amendments. This article is a favorite article of CDCS examiners, right? Except as otherwise provided by Article 38, a credit can neither be amended nor cancelled without the agreement of the issuing bank, the confirming bank if any, and the beneficiary, right? Let's forget about the Article 38 for now. Apart from that, a credit is simply irrevocable. That is, it cannot be amended or cancelled without the consent of the issuing bank, the confirming bank if any, and the beneficiary, right? Now to understand the upcoming points, let's take an example. On 5th October, an importer approached this bank with his purchase order to issue a LC on behalf of him to purchase chairs from his seller in abroad. The goods description of the LC is 50 red chairs, 50 green chairs with unit price of USD10, which makes LC value to USD1000, right? On 11th October, this issuing bank issued a LC and requested the advising bank to confirm the credit as well. Now, this advising bank confirmed this credit and advised the LC to the beneficiary. Now, on 13th October, this applicant approached this issuing bank to make an amendment to the LC issued on 11th. The amendment is to change the goods quantity from 50 to 40 each color and LC value to USD800. Now, this issuing bank issued the amendment to this advising bank. Now comes the role of Article 10b. An issuing bank is irrevocably bound by an amendment as of the time it issues the amendment. So by issuing this amendment, this issuing bank is irrevocably committed to this beneficiary to pay him if complying documents are submitted. Next, a confirming bank may extend its confirmation to an amendment and will be irrevocably bound as of the time it advises the amendment. A confirming bank may, however, choose to advise an amendment without extending its confirmation, and if so, it must inform the issuing bank without delay and inform the beneficiary in its advice. So here, this confirming bank is having two options after receiving this amendment. Either it can add its confirmation to the amendment as well, or it can advise the amendment without adding its confirmation. But if the confirming bank is not willing to add its confirmation, then it must inform this issuing bank without delay and it should mention the same in its advice to this beneficiary, right? But in our case, this confirming bank confirmed the amendment as well. So this amendment is clear and the beneficiary notified its acceptance of amendment as well, right? Again, on 29th October, this applicant approached this issuing bank for another amendment. This time, there are two amendments. One is change in goods description and another one is change in unit price. This time also, this issuing bank issued the amendment and confirming bank confirmed the amendment as well and forwarded to the beneficiary. But this time, beneficiary failed to notify its acceptance or rejection and remained silent. Here comes the role of Article 10c. The terms and conditions of the original credit or a credit incorporating previously accepted amendments will remain in force for the beneficiary until the beneficiary communicate its acceptance of the amendment to the bank that advised such amendment. As in our case, the beneficiary failed to notify its acceptance or rejection to this confirming bank of this new amendment issued on 29th October. This accepted amendment that is issued on 13th October will be in force for him as of now, which means he can get the payment if he submit the documents complying with these conditions, right? Next, the beneficiary should give notification of acceptance or rejection of an amendment. Here we have to note the word should, right? Which means it is not mandatory for the beneficiary to notify its acceptance or rejection of an amendment advised to it. If the beneficiary fails to give such notification, a presentation that complies with the credit and to any not yet accepted amendment will be deemed to be the notification of acceptance by the beneficiary of such amendment. As of that moment, the credit will be amended. So here in our case as well, the beneficiary failed to notify the acceptance or rejection of the amendment issued on 29th October. Now on 15th November, beneficiary submitted documents for 40 red chairs and 40 beach color chairs with a unit price of USD9 and total amount of USD720. It means the beneficiary accepted both amendments and credit amends from that point of time. Here, this reduction in goods quantity from 50 to 40 is the first amendment issued on 13th October and for which the beneficiary notified its acceptance. But this change in color and unit price is the second amendment issued on 29th October, but beneficiary not notified its acceptance or rejection. But now beneficiary submitted documents which are complying as per the not accepted amendments as well. So from now it will be considered as the beneficiary accepted the amendment and credit will be amended from this point of time. But what if the beneficiary submitted the documents for 40 red shares and 40 green shares with unit price of USD10 and amount USD800, which means as per this article it will be considered as the beneficiary not accepted the amendment issued on 29th October 2020, right? So the credit will remain unamended because the beneficiary not notified about its decision to this amendment. So as per UCP, beneficiary can accept or reject the amendments by giving a notification, or even it can remain silent till submitting the documents and notify its acceptance or rejection through the document submitted, right? Hope you understood the logic, right? Next one is Article 10D. A bank that advises an amendment should inform the bank from which it received the amendment of any notification of acceptance or rejection. This is simple. This confirming bank should inform this issuing bank if it received any updates on the amendment it advised to the beneficiary, right? Next one is partial acceptance of an amendment is not allowed and will be deemed to be the notification of rejection of the amendment. This is again a favorite question for CDCS examiners like Article 10C. Let's take the same example. For the amendment issued on 29th October, let's say the beneficiary sends a notification like, see, I have accepted the first amendment, that is change in color, but I am not ready to change the unit price. But as per Article 10E, this will be considered as a rejection of both amendments because the beneficiary is allowed to accept both of the amendments or to reject both of the amendments. He cannot partially accept an amendment, right? Next, a provision in an amendment to the effect that the amendment shall enter into force unless rejected by the beneficiary within a certain time shall be disregarded. Let us take the same example. Along with the amendment advised to the beneficiary on 29th October contain a statement like, if notice of rejection or acceptance not received within 20th November 2020, the amendment shall enter into force will be simply disregarded. Because as we saw earlier, beneficiary can remain silent about its decision till the submission of documents. So this kind of statement will be simply not taken care of, right? So this is all about Article 10. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask it in the comment section. If you found this video helpful, do subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and have a great time.